Picture a neighbor. Not a close one, just the woman down the hall who sees you leave every morning and gives you that polite nod. One Thursday evening in February, she hears something through your front door that stops her cold. Not a scream, just crying. Quiet, muffled, and then, underneath it, something else. A low sound. Steady. Almost like a hum. She stands there for 11 seconds before walking away. She never tells you what she heard. Most people assume that when a dog comforts a crying person, it's instinct, a gentle reflex. Sweet, simple, not particularly deep. The dog trots over, puts its chin on your knee, you feel better, end of story. But behavioral researchers have been doing something for 3 decades that most owners haven't. They've been watching. Not watching the owner cry, watching the dog. Watching what happens in the 17 minutes before the owner even realizes the dog has noticed anything at all. What they found will make you look at your dog completely differently. In 2018, researchers at Goldsmiths University of London, led by Dr. Deborah Custance, set up controlled observation sessions with 18 dog owner pairs. One condition, owner hums. Other condition, owner cries. Then they stepped back and let the cameras run. The cameras saw what the owners couldn't. When owners cried, 15 out of 18 dogs, 83%, crossed the room and made physical contact within 4 minutes and 22 seconds. Not surprising by itself, what's wild is how they moved. They didn't bound over like it was treat time. They moved slowly, lowered their heads, made themselves smaller, came in from the side, not the front. Submissive approach behavior. The same posture a dog uses when it's trying not to threaten something fragile. The dogs weren't reacting to distress, they were responding to it, deliberately, carefully, with a behavioral precision that took millions of years to develop. And most owners never know it's happening. Here's what's actually going on inside your dog, beat by beat. Within 47 seconds of audible crying, your dog's amygdala activates in response to the vocal signature of human distress. Researchers at the University of Lincoln in 2014, led by Dr. Anna Wilkins, studied 28 dogs using behavioral mapping and found that human crying triggered higher arousal responses than neutral speech in 89% of subjects. By 2 minutes and 10 seconds, cortisol is already rising. A 2019 study from the University of Vienna, led by Dr. Julia Riedel, measured salivary cortisol in 34 dogs exposed to owner crying versus owner humming. Cortisol rose 22% on average. Your dog isn't just sensing your sadness, your dog is catching it. By 3 minutes and 15 seconds, most dogs have repositioned to maintain visual contact with your face specifically, reading your micro-expressions like a translator working a live document. By the 7-minute mark, dogs who receive no acknowledgement, no eye contact, no touch, no word, begin showing displacement behaviors, yawning, lip-licking, looking away repeatedly, not because they've lost interest, because they don't know what to do with what they're feeling. They absorbed your grief, and now they're carrying it alone. There are a few things everywhere in the dog community that the research straight up does not support. First, the idea that you should ignore your dog when you're emotional so you don't reinforce attention seeking. Sounds logical, but a 2016 study from Stockholm University, led by Dr. Jensen across 61 dog owner pairs, found something different. Dogs who were consistently ignored during owner distress showed increased cortisol over repeated sessions and developed more vigilance behaviors, not fewer. You're not reinforcing attention-seeking, you're leaving a stressed animal with nowhere to put what it's feeling. Second, pheromone diffusers, those adaptable plugins sold for emotionally sensitive dogs. A 2013 placebo-controlled trial in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior involving 32 dogs found no statistically significant improvement in barking frequency, body tension, or heart rate variability between the pheromone group and the control group. The packaging says clinically proven, the data says barely. Third, breed empathy, that your lab feels things deeper than your Basenji. A 2021 study from the University of Helsinki, examining 629 dogs across 13 breeds, found no significant breed-based variation in emotional contagion. It was shaped by one variable almost entirely, and that variable is not what anyone is talking about. The real problem isn't breed, isn't age, isn't the plug-in by the door. It's the relationship. Here's the part that almost never gets mentioned. NGL, this one hit different. In 2020, researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest published a longitudinal study tracking 48 dog owner pairs over 18 months, measuring not emotional displays, but attachment security, whether a dog had formed a secure base relationship with their owner. Dogs with secure attachment showed cortisol synchronization with their owner across 74% of observed emotional events. Dogs with insecure attachment, 31%, less than half. Your dog's ability to actually be with you in your grief, not just near you, but genuinely feeling what you feel, is built almost entirely during the boring moments, the Tuesday afternoon walks, the eye contact over dinner you figured didn't count. They counted. Every single one was your dog deciding, is this person safe enough to feel things with? This is the part where I need you to think about your own dog for a second. Some dogs, in households with chronic stress or repeated emotional intensity, go quiet. They stop approaching. They settle nearby and look calm. Everyone assumes relaxed dog. But Martin Seligman's foundational research on learned helplessness, first published in 1967 and extended to domestic animals, shows something different. When a living creature repeatedly tries to respond to distress and receives no meaningful feedback, it doesn't adapt to the distress. It stops believing its response matters. Behaviorists call this cortisol burnout. The stress response has fired so many times with no resolution that the system dampens. The outside looks like calm, the inside looks like chronic, unresolved stress. The dog that seems fine is sometimes the dog that gave up. Here's where I turn this around and point it directly at you, not as a guilt trip, but as the most important thing in this video. Your nervous system and your dog's nervous system are in a constant bi-directional conversation. A 2019 study from Linköping University in Sweden, led by Dr. Lena Roth, measured long-term cortisol in 58 dog owner pairs using hair samples, reflecting weeks of hormonal output, not a single moment. Human cortisol levels predicted dog cortisol levels more strongly than any other variable tested, not the other way around. You are the weather in your dog's world. Your chronic stress is being downloaded in real time into a body that has no language for it, no way to contextualize it, no ability to tell you, hey, I'm carrying this too. This isn't your fault. You didn't ask to be the emotional thermostat of another species, but you are, and that means you have more power here than you think. So what does the evidence actually support? A 2017 randomized controlled trial from the University of Arizona studied 46 dog owner pairs over 12 weeks. The intervention was not a product, it was mutual gaze combined with calm physical contact, minimum 3 minutes per day. Controls. Cortisol dropped 19% across 12 weeks. 3 minutes. Eye contact, touch. No app, no diffuser. The second intervention, co-regulation. Consciously managing your own nervous system in your dog's presence. A 2022 paper in Applied Animal Behavior Science found owners who practiced slow diaphragmatic breathing during stressful interactions saw 73% improvement in dog stress markers versus 51% in the control group. 73 versus 51. Your breath is an intervention. The counterintuitive truth, and this one lands weird at first, the best thing you can do for a dog affected by your crying isn't to comfort them, it's to let them watch you return to calm. That's what teaches them the world is safe, not your reassurance, your recovery. Remember that neighbor, 11 seconds in a hallway, hearing something she couldn't name. What she heard was a 40,000-year relationship expressing itself.
A creature whose brain evolved specialized circuits for reading human grief, who approaches human pain with a lowered head and a slower walk because somewhere in its deep architecture, your suffering registered as something that required a careful response. Your dog doesn't comfort you because they were trained to. They do it because you matter to them in a way that is biological, measurable, and documented. Not breed, not training, not the plug-in by the door, just two nervous systems learning to trust each other. And the dog knew first. So here's what I want to know. The last time you really cried, what did your dog do? Did they come close, go quiet, do something you've never been able to explain? Drop it in the comments. Those responses tell you more about your relationship than almost anything else. If this changed how you see your dog, subscribe. We go this deep every week. And next time, we're looking at a behavior that appears to be your dog ignoring you, but what's actually happening underneath it is one of the most sophisticated emotional responses in the animal kingdom. You've seen it 100 times and never known what it meant. Next video. Don't miss it.